Right out here on a Saturday morning. Got some bamboo headed out. Just made some sales. These are all bamboo. I got from I started talking with an old bamboo farmer, local, and at one point he decided to retire. He was very old, and he decided to retire. And I kept pursuing this bamboo nursery that was local. And the new owner of the property gave me a ring. He's like, hey, the previous farmer here said you were really interested in all this bamboo. And I'm like, I am. So anyway, they wanted the property for development. And I was able to go out there and cut a deal to purchase any of the bamboo I could take. And so, see you guys. And so I wasn't able to harvest the entire place. The guy had been there for 30 years, but went out there with like a Cat 320. And Sarah and I and a few of our part-time guys harvested up as much as we could take. I think we had like 2 acres available, and we cut them all into root balls. And here we are 3 or 4 years later, and they're doing really well. And it is time to harvest. I'm finding that doing this with the tractor and the stump grinder is so nice. Essentially, bamboo is just like a big root ball, and it just shoots stalks of ancient grass. So bamboo is essentially dinosaur grass. This is clumping. You can see how they're growing individually like plants. It's not spreading. In our state, Florida, spreading bamboo is invasive and definitely illegal. Some of these are actually, they consider them native. I don't know how native they are, but they grow really well here. People use them for privacy. Those guys that just left are from Thailand. So they actually bought some of the ones that are edible. I'm not really sure how you do that, but they know how to do it, and they use it for privacy and building things and tiki huts and all that type of stuff. So cool plant. I think we have 9 or 11 varieties. And yeah, I'm gonna pop up this section here. It's like all ready to go. I'm gonna reorganize, because when I started this bamboo little nursery, I had design, but I didn't really have design. And now that I've had customers roll through here, and I know where I want to put mulch and compost and how I want trucks to maneuver, I'm going to pop everything up and kind of redesign it. And I'm going to reduce it down a little bit. We have a lot to sell out here. Maybe $30,000 or $50,000 worth of bamboo if we, had buyers for. The cool thing about bamboo is that it triples every year about. So if you have a bamboo with 3 stalks and it's rooted in, it normally takes about a year to establish itself. But it wouldn't be unlikely that it would pop an additional 3 for sure, so a doubling, but potentially up to 9 stalks. So, and then the previous year, same thing. I mean, you might go from like 9 to 18 very easily, and then from 18 to 27, and just continues to triple. There is a limit to it. When you get to like 50, it doesn't necessarily go to 150, but there's this nice little medium range. And so these guys are just about there, where they've been tripling every year. I do laugh because of the effort that I put into it. I've learned a lot I've always wanted to get into farming, and bamboo to me seemed the most practical and the highest ROI with the least and smallest amount of land, and just a way to, I have a lot of landscapers and things like that are in my network. So I thought, bamboo would be kind of a good thing to grow. Although I'm more interested now in edibles. The crazier the world gets, the more I realize that there's over 200 varieties of edible plants we can easily grow here in South Florida. And so avocados, mangoes, citrus, tomatoes, green onion, like all that stuff. So I'll probably pivot to more larger perennial types of trees like mangoes, avocados, things that are a little bit, you don't necessarily need to mess with them as much with the machines because they have a longer growing period, but I also think that I'll have a larger market. And my concern is over the next few years that bamboo is a nice to have, although some of them are edible, but they're nice to have. They're super useful. There's actually 200-year plus old buildings in Japan that are made of bamboo. It's very bug resistant. If you take this and run it through a grinder, you can get an incredible mulch that really doesn't break down. It's bug resistant as well. So you can do so many things with bamboo. And I'm at that spot where I think I can harvest out a lot of it. And then I'm going to increase my allocation to edibles just because I feel like food is going to be really going to be the spot to be as far as the next 10 years of agriculture goes. Domestic food production, I think, is going to be huge as we see the dollar continue to lose value. We can see the elites continue to print it. We see them do crazy things with supply chains, like shutting down things for mandates and just trying to play dictators. And ultimately, they'll probably be very successful in being tyrants, and then they'll force a hot event. In all of those type of scenarios, people are going to want food, and the price of food is going to rise. And producing it is going to, in many ways, is one of the best forms of currency that you could possibly have. And so I think with this area, I think this is going to be the area that I'm going to plant next. So I'm going to do a larger food forest on this side of the property. Got ideas to do like a warehouse back over here, but up front, I'm trying to like leave it because I don't know exactly what's going to be. So I think this is going to be my new boo area. Pop this up, chop them all up into small little balls, get them completely planted here so that we can just mass sell them and really clean out a lot of the nursery, and then use that revenue to, one, increase my silver allocation, because I feel like it's just so undervalued, so cheap. And then two, buy as many edible plants while they're still available as I possibly can that I think are going to be high value 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years from now. And I think they're going to go over here. And then I've got additional plans to put it like a small little Airbnb, and I ran some outlets for RVs, so I'll have 2 RV spots over there, so we will have people coming and going there. I think it'd be fun. We've got the bees over here, so I think this will be a good area, but more on that in the future month or two, because I think I'm going to use this winter season here while it's nice and cool out to pop a lot of these bamboo. I might even pop some of these oak trees, because you can do that in the wintertime without hurting them. I'm going to move them up front, give us some more privacy, and open this up for more edibles. Peace.